Hello everyone, I'm here today to review Educated, a memoir by Tara Westover, which is about her experience growing up in Idaho with survivalist parents, which basically means her parents did not believe in public education or conventional medicine. It is all a story about how this woman with no formal education went on to get a PhD from Cambridge. You might have assumed that she was homeschooled growing up, but what's closer to the truth is that she received almost no education at all. She even never heard about Holocaust or civil rights movement until she got to college, so there were a very steep learning curve. Tara's father was paranoid about anything having to do with the federal government, so the youngest of the 7 siblings never received any birth certificate. There were multiple car crashes, head injuries, or even life-threatening events happen, but they never really go to the hospital. Tara's brother Tyler announced that he was going to attend college, which estranged him from his family. Tyler's absence forced Tara to become more involved in her father with his scrapping work. It also made her more curious about possibly pursuing an education. Her brother Sean was very abusive and manipulative. Multiple times he grabbed her by the hair and put her head in the toilet while he called her some mean words. He also had threatened to kill her. It wasn't just her, it was her sister, brothers, and the woman he dated. But after one of these violent incidents, he tried to convince her that it had been a game that she had misunderstood. She actually confronted to her parents about this, but they denied that this was ever happened or say it was just misunderstanding, and even told her to forgive her brother. This makes her questioning her memory or reality. Her parents and brother were trying to turn the family. When Tara was 17 years old, she moved to Utah to begin her college education. She first found the adjustment was very difficult at first, but eventually she began to excel in her studies. Tara still felt isolated from her peers and ashamed of her origins. She hid most of her past from her friends, but she eventually awarded as prestigious Cambridge Gates Fellowship and moved to England to pursue a master's degree. Tara lived happily by herself in England and was working on a PhD in history at Cambridge. However, the attempt to speak the truth quickly became a source of conflict in the family. Realizing her family would never trust her claims, Tara became estranged from most of them except Tyler. But eventually, she successfully completed her PhD despite all the family prompted grief and depression. She was finally able to heal and moved on. This book is actually quite fascinating to read on how she took control on her own education and seeing that as an opportunity to move from one place to another and grow more on or study more about the world despite her parents being survivalists and they didn't believe in a lot of things that people would take for granted, for example public schools or doctors and hospitals. I guess that's the end of this video, even though I didn't include most of the things in the book, but I hope you enjoy listening to me reviewing about this book.